Although we gotta be careful with these nice new tables. Would that be something?
Yours are nice film, this one.
They are,
Those are good.
all right. So let's call the meeting to order. And why don't we take attendance
Ben Webb,
here?
Mary Jo Phelps, here, Mark Giaconia,
Here.
Larry Roulette. Barbara Stegelov, here, Joan Ugarte,
Here,
and Christian Waterbury.
she's still on.
She is, she gets here late though a lot of times. I don't know where she's coming from.
Well, it is hard, 6:30 can be. hard for
6:30
people.
can be hard. Used to be hard for me at times.
Right,
So the first order of business is to approve last month's minutes, which was sent around.
I'll make motion.
I'll second. I'll second it.
All right, any discussion? No? All in favor?
Okay.
All opposed? Carries unanimous, excellent, that's out of the way. I abstain. Oh yeah, so Mark was not here, so you got that. Clear. Live one. Oh, you got the split one.
there.
So I was gratified with the budget to see that the town of Clinton has put in 25,000 for the open space acquisition fund. That goes in addition to what last year's 50,000 went in. That 50,000 is earmarked for this one property that we're buying. But the idea of the 25,000 was to sort of build up a war chest for the next one, which hopefully will be coming down the pipe. So that was good to see. So hopefully we'll get some, I assume we'll get support for that. The town's budget seems pretty sparse, you know, the education budget has a pretty sizable increase, but the other part is pretty straightforward, so that's good. I will talk about the land acquisition, but there's been some movement that I'll talk about when everybody else comes to open up the subcommittee. But needless to say, it's just like this whole process is not moving as quickly as you'd like it to.
Larry warned us, right?
Yeah,
He was in on the previous one.
yeah, no, there's, you know, there's so many little impediments as you go along.
Right.
And the key is to knock them all down as quickly as you can. And what happens is all of a sudden you get stuck on one or two and it could delay you by another couple of months. And that's kind of where we are right now.
The good thing is that the seller is
Oh,
patient,
so nice.
very patient.
Yeah. And I know Larry's been in contact with their attorney, so they know what the status is. And in actuality, we solved one of their problems of their property, which was that they were having incursions. So we actually
Right.
solved that for
Sure.
them, so. And I'll talk about that. I don't know how much, I don't remember what I said last, you know, up to where we got to, so we'll cover some of that. So that's what I have for comments. But I would love to hear if there's been any movement on food composting or anything.
No, not that I know of, but I am going to reach out to that person that Sherry referred me to. I want to write a piece for Clinton event.
Yeah, that's great.
How our compost is improved now
Yes,
because of the food scraps.
cool. Anybody else for food composting, just while we're moving along? So I don't have a textile recycling update to you.
I do not.
But you know, that was cranking away at, just, you know. $30, $40, $50 a month, but it's something, and we are recycling textiles, so that's good.
Does that have to be? I should look at what you can put in there, cause I saw somebody that had some. Like, outdoor furniture, the pillows and stuff,
Yeah,
would that be
yeah,
eligible?
they can all go with that,
Okay,
yeah. Just stick it in a plastic bag and throw it in there.
oh, okay, it needs to be in a plastic bag,
Yeah, I don't know why, but that's what they asked for.
I guess to keep it from mildewing,
Yeah.
if water gets in there. Okay, all right. I
Just
didn't
so
know
that,
that.
I
That's
think,
good to know. I
Yeah.
wouldn't have known that I needed plastic.
yeah, I threw it all in the first time, and I read somewhere that.
Okay,
they wanted a
all right.
plastic bag, so
Good to know.
I use a kitchen garbage bag every day.
That's good.
Okay, now, we don't have Abby here tonight, so we don't,
I can tell you that Brett
yeah,
submitted the application at 4 p.m. today.
wow,
So the equity training was completed today, so he pushed the button at 4 o'clock. Or he's
great,
supposed to, right?
For,
sustainable CT.
oh, I see, for,
For the, I think for a bronze
It's
certification.
bronze, they're going for bronze now,
okay,
and they're going to continue to work on building their points and submit in August or September for silver.
And that just helps us get grants from the state of Connecticut, because, sometimes that's a bare minimum threshold that you have to achieve
Right.
before they'll, even consider accounts grants. So that's good. Just on another note on that, since we're talking grants, well, we're buzzing through this.
right,
so
right.
We'll have to wait for the boys to show up. I know Mike checked in with me to see if there was a meeting, so I think he is definitely. Mike Castiglione.
Oh, okay.
Is there any correspondence?
We've not had any correspondence.
Okay. Cool. Well, then we'll,
What do we do now?
why don't I give an update on the acquisition, and we can replay some of it when
Sure.
they show up. And again, I don't remember how much of this was done by the end of last month versus where we are this month. But at the end of last month, we had gotten approval from Deep. That means that they have now accepted our survey. They've agreed with our strategy on the incursions. And they have,
That was the quit claim, right?
no,
Oh,
we actually shifted, so we talked with Evergreen, well, I didn't, but the attorney for the land trust finally got a hold of their, like, real attorney, their corporate attorney. They agreed to the, the boundary,
okay,
so they're not gonna contest that.
okay,
And we are gonna put an affidavit together between the two of us that basically says, yes, we agree to these boundaries, and yes, we will,
okay,
relinquish, the
Wherever
sheds and
you're-
the lawns and all that
right,
stuff. We just have to get that affidavit put together,
right,
so it's just a matter of getting our attorney for us to do that. But Deep has signed off on that strategy.
okay,
They're now looking for the title insurance and the title to be shipped to them, a rough draft, so that they can then put it in front of the Attorney General. So I have to get, again, that's with our attorney. So it's, sort of the purchase and sale terms as well as the title, and all of that goes to Deep. They sign off on it from the Attorney General. That will then come back to us. And then we have to formalize that, and then I think we get a check from them. So we're very, very close.
Is there any reference or indication as to, a moving deadline for us, given all the things?
Oh, they're fine, we're actually not at the back of the pack of all these grants to be processed, so.
Yeah.
So we're in good shape with that. Honestly, I was more concerned with the sellers and making sure that they were okay, and they are, so. It's just a matter of, I mean, literally, you know. We just have to get, like, the affidavit written up and into. Evergreen Associates' hands. And we've got to get the title insurance and the title and all that stuff too deep so they can go to the attorney general.
That's great.
So that's what we gotta do. It sort of got stuck there for a couple of weeks, so I'm trying to unstick it now.
Yeah.
The other I'm also working with Eversource on the right of way. And so where that has gotten to is they received they received the application, the new survey that we had done for them and all of that. And they came back and said, until the property is acquired, we can't really give you that right away. Sounds like it's moving in the right direction. One of the things they said though.
Do they still want to give just a license, as opposed to a right of way? That's up in the air. It's kind of.
Yeah, it sounds like they're more amenable to the right of way. An easement.
Okay, and how about the state? Is that fine?
State's fine with that, yeah.
Wow, that's great.
So we got through the state.
Yeah.
That was the real part. So. A week ago, Eversource came back to me and said, hey. If you go ahead and do this, you're gonna need to have any sign off from. Putting the bridges up, we have 2 bridges that are being proposed for this.
Yeah.
And so. I reached out to Abby. And now we have a meeting scheduled for tomorrow at 3 o'clock, right?
2 o'clock.
2 o'clock. To go over, I sent Abby the survey map. And we're gonna meet with Kathy, who's the WEO, the Wildlife Enforcement Officer, Wetlands Enforcement.
So the need for the town approval is because of the fact that the bridges are gonna be in somewhat wetland area?
Well, it's crossing streams.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
ipso facto, as they say in the law game.
Right. Very rarely, but yes.
So anyway, I'm finding out what we actually need to do in terms of, do we need to go in front of the inland wetlands and submit an application? I'll find that out tomorrow. At the same time, I submitted a grant request to the Middlesex Community Foundation that got put in right before I left for Portugal. That's gone in and will be decided at the end of April, I believe, so it's
How
a
much
quick
is that?
turnaround. It's 5,000, and it's for the building of the trails.
Oh, okay.
So, hopefully we get that, and that helps. Allay some of the costs of the bridge and whatever else we've got.
What's the stance of the 2 bridges? Are we talking like
20 feet.
20 feet for each?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So one of them is from, if you've gone into the Jesse Buell
Yes.
Forest and you're
She's
on,
been there.
yeah, and you go along the White Trail.
Oh, I know which one you're referring to. Yeah, okay.
The brook, I forgot what it's called, but the brook. To get over to the Dowd property. Right now you have to play hopscotch on stones, which is probably not wise if we want to open this up more widely. In addition, it seems like so anyway, I put in for a bridge there, and then there's a bridge that needs to be in the Eversource property.
And by the way, the bridges that we're looking to put in, are they a very slight angle going up and over? In other words, you'd want maybe a small angle to the arch would help support the bridge, or is it gonna be a flat?
I think it's flat.
A flat?
I think there's
Okay.
stairs and then it's flat.
Now,
Kevin and Gary from the Land Trust gave me these plans.
okay, I was gonna and I'll suggest to them at the next board meeting, we may wanna, in lieu of stair, make steps or make ramp. So it can be ADA compliant.
I think where these things are is probably not gonna be
ADA.
ADA.
No?
Yeah, we're not going for that. On the other hand, you know, right out of the parking lot where there's that nice flat trail,
That's right.
the logging trail. We could do something very nice there for ADA compliant so that you've got, you know, a good half mile of trail that somebody in a wheelchair could easily navigate. So, that's something to come back to. But the idea of this is to get from Jesse Buell over to Dowd, and then the trails are already built over there, but nobody can access them.
Yeah.
Unless they're doing that crazy hopscotch.
And then isn't there a way from Jesse Buell to get onto the Taylor Ridge? Section too, so isn't there like? Cause I think I've done Taylor Ridge to Jesse Buell.
When you say Taylor, I'm not familiar with Taylor Ridge, so.
The only entrance that I know is on Taylor Ridge Road. You go
Oh,
up
yes,
the top of the hill.
So, yeah, you can take, I think it's the red trail down.
Right,
And then
okay,
that hits all the
Yeah.
trail systems, so yes.
yeah, wow. Cool.
Yeah, right.
So, yeah, I would say, I go to Jesse Buell almost every day, because. It's a great place for the two dogs, the off leash. And nobody else is there, so,
Right,
yeah. We didn't.
right.
But yeah, no, it's, so I can't wait for this to get done. I mean, I think we're really at the, turning point. So, you know, next steps are for me to get, approval from whatever, you know, whether it's inland waterways or inland wetlands, whatever we need to do to get sign off on the two bridges. And then we're off and running. Abby said the trails don't need approval from planning and zoning, so we're good there.
I don't know.
So. So that's kind of where we are. I've been hounding our attorney at the Land Trust and, hopefully I'll, I gave him a week or 10 days while I was in Portugal to relax after the last hounding session, but now I gotta have the guess.
He wasn't angry that you didn't bring any souvenirs back for him.
Look, I'll bring you a nice $10 bottle of port, get all the rest of the stuff. Maybe that's what it means. But yeah, no, so. Yeah, we're closing in. It's just literally that the last few steps to get us over the hump, so. And I don't think there's any major impediments now. I think I've heard, you know, Evergreen Associates is now on board with moving their stuff off the land eventually. And Eversource looks like they're gonna play ball in the right of way. Deep has signed off on the surveys. We've got, hopefully, by the end of this month, we'll have money for trail building. So we're good to go.
Great, great. And it's nice that the owners are,
Yeah.
And willing to, stay with us.
Yeah, and I think, you know, the nice thing is, I think we've all learned a little bit about the process.
Yeah.
Of doing this acquisition. So the next one should be a little less painful. Although I guess, Larry, you've been through two of these now, so. you know.
Yes, and again, because of the horrendous amount of legwork it needs to get done, the way we got through the last two is we actually hired an environmentalist to do the study, but also to do the legwork and getting the grants and moving the project. So we had to actually pay someone to do the legwork to get it done because it's so much. And thankfully, you're being retired and having the time. It allowed us to do that in combination with the planner, you know, otherwise
Right.
it couldn't have gotten done
Oh,
by
yeah.
a body of volunteers.
Yeah, no, and I will say that I was viewing the initial application to deed as like this mountain. And then, you know, we got it all in front of Abby and it was like it got turned around in a week and it was like, oh, you know, what is a mountain for me is a molehill for her, so. All right, well, any questions on that? We've still got 5 minutes to fill before the subcommittee, and Mike, there's not really anything for the subcommittee to rule on, I don't think, is there?
No, no,
Um,
just a status update which you gave us.
yeah, so why don't we go a little bit out of things, and why don't we close this meeting, and then I can give a status update to the subcommittee when they show up.
Sure.
Cool. So can I have a motion to close the meeting?
So moved.
Well, second. All right. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. All right. Conservation Commission's closed.
So do we still? Briefly, or
Yeah,
do you wait